Hello everyone, this is Diamond Sodhi from CAAN Wings Consultants Private Limited. Welcome to yet another YouTube session. So this session is going to be particularly about the upcoming changes that we have for Australia skilled migration. We have a lot of clients asking us questions whether nominations for subclass 491 and 190 are currently closed to offshore migrants. See, a lot of clients do their research and they've been noticing that all the states in Australia have currently put up the interim lists, and they have specifically stated their criteria for nomination as for applicants who are currently residing in Australia. And a lot of states are giving nominations to only those occupations that are on their critical skills list. So first of all, I'd like to clarify here that the current scenario is entirely different from what it's going to be in the month of October. Currently, the states are only catering to the interim lists. They are just addressing their skills shortages, and that is critical skills shortages, and the nominations currently are open only for onshore applicants, those who are living in Australia. This does not mean that this is how it is going to remain. Please understand this very carefully. Since there is no information published on their websites for offshore migrants, people are presuming that this is how things are going to remain, whereas this is not how it's going to be. Australia usually releases its annual budget, federal budget, around the 1st of July every year, but owing to COVID, the entire process has been delayed, and 6th of October is the date when the states are going to get their, they're going to be allocated their quotas as to how many applicants, what occupations can they nominate, and so on. So though nothing's really going to happen on the 6th, in the sense that don't expect the nominations to open on the 6th of October. 6th October is the day when the immigration department allocates the quota to the states, and then the states will start rolling out their migration plans, and they will start inviting applications from both onshore as well as offshore applicants. This month in October onwards, offshore applicants will be able to lodge their applications for 491 and 190 nominations. So this, I hope, should be very, very clear to you that since we are expecting nominations to roll out, please make sure you're done with your skills assessment. Now, I do have some clients, I wouldn't say clients, some people inquiring who probably think that, it may not be a very good idea to start with the whole immigration process right now, because there's a lot of uncertainty. They're not sure whether their occupation is going to remain on the list once the immigration quota is allocated. They do not know whether it's for sure going to be for offshore applicants, whether offshore applicants are going to be invited to lodge their applications for a nomination or not. Realistically looking, please look at it this way. All that is going to happen on the 6th is that the states are going to get their quota, and based on the quota, the states will decide whether, how many nominations to give under 190, how many nominations to give under 491, what all occupations to include on the list. That is just about all. Once they're done with that planning, they will post on their websites as to on what date they're going to start with the application, and these applications will be taken up on a first come first serve basis, which means that if you think that probably once a particular state announces its occupation list and its criteria for the year 2020-21, that is the time when you will be sure that your occupation is in demand, and you are for sure, being an offshore applicant, you are going to be invited for a nomination application. So that is the time when you'll start with your application process. Please think again, because look at it this way: your state nomination is a second step for your application, the first step being the skills assessment. So we are now looking at the second step, that is to roll out anytime after 6th of October. So clearly you cannot be looking at initiating your first step once the criteria for the second step have been announced. So please look at it very, very realistically here. Now, another question I need to take up with you here is that some people are fearing that though the occupation is currently listed on the MLTSSL, the STSOL or the ROL, they fear that probably with the introduction of the budget, probably their occupation may be removed and they may become ineligible. So now here's a disclaimer I'd like to add here. This is my personal view, and I'm speaking with on the basis of a lot of experience. I realistically do not see the occupation lists undergoing a change at this stage, because what's really going to happen on the 6th, like I reiterated earlier, is just the allocation of budget, allocation of quotas to the states. We do not have any valid information available with us that talks about any lists revision, occupation lists undergoing a revision. So that's just probably an unfounded fear, I would say. I, in all probability, do expect the lists to remain the same, but yes, it is to be seen as to what particular state will be listing a certain occupation and what will be their specific criteria for nominating clients under those under 491 and 190. So I think without any further delay and without any further ifs and buts on this issue, we are very eagerly looking forward to the offshore nominations opening very soon. We have like probably just a week or 10 days to go for that. So my advice to you is, please make sure your skills assessment is ready. Please make sure your English proficiency score is ready. Please make sure your EOIs, the expressions of interest, are ready. Whether you're applying individually or you're applying through a migration agent, please make sure that your application for a nomination is ready in every respect. Of course, the detailed criteria will be introduced later, so you can fine tune into the documents later, but at least the basic structure for the nomination application should be ready. So with this piece of advice, I'd like to end this video here. See you next week. Bye-bye. Take care.